What's up, guys? Justin with JuiceBuilt Motorsports here for another video. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, man. I've been busy, work, life, etc., etc. And honestly, I just been slacking. I'm not gonna lie, I just been slacking. But nonetheless, I wanted to to put out another video for the start of another build that I am really excited about. Longtime friend Brent and his wife Tab. They have got this beautiful car that they've been having some issues getting it finished up. Been to a lot of shops around Richmond and just simply had a lot of bad experiences with these shops. He was grateful enough. He was cool enough to let me be the person to finish the car up. So super appreciative of that. So I'm gonna just talk about that next build coming up. Just show you kind of what I got currently going on around the shop. A couple of updates with some equipment and some things that we've been doing, and yeah, just go from there. And as always, I appreciate you guys for watching the video. You know, like and subscribe would be amazing. Now let's get into it. All right, so of course, reorganization. Shop looks different probably every time you see a video of it. Always moving stuff around. Recently picked up Red Saber laser welder, which I've been using to do a whole bunch of different stuff. Pretty awesome machine. Love this thing. A little expensive, but man, it is definitely well worth the money. I sucked at TIG welding, to be honest with you, so this is what I did to compensate for that, and works perfect. Works great. Actually, this is Derek Dufour at DK Racing's car that's getting finished up, and a couple more pieces of pipe to glue together, and it will be all finished up. Got the wastegate dumps and all that stuff there. Just need to knock out the down pipe and then the cold side pipe to connect this driver's side turbo connection. You can see did a little testing some powder coat with colors to see what we like, which direction he's going to go. We may end up offering powder coat services in the future along with the builds. Who knows? He's getting a bunch of different stuff, fresh motor, and making some updates with along with the new turbo kit. Did a trunk tire, spare tire delete, so nice and flat here. Then I carpeted, and then I'm in process of remounting all the electronics back here. Should have that finished up this weekend, and we're gonna put everything back in. Subwoofers going back, all the factory stuff, and it'll look all nice and clean. Custom puke tank, if you ever need one of those, that can be included with a build. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool. Another cool thing about this car is it is on a MoTec setup, so it uses the MoTec plug and play S550 kit with the M150 ECU, and it still controls the 6R80. So if you want to get into MoTec, got any questions about it, we can do full standalone systems, kind of how the green car is, where the MoTec is integrated into the chassis harness, this custom chassis harness, fuel pump, engine management, etc. Or if you want a more plug and play style kit like this, we are a dealer for MoTec, and we can get you taken care of on the install, however you want the install to be. We can get you taken care of on it. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're thinking about somebody to get your MoTec stuff done, or any aftermarket ECU, whether it's Harley, Fuel Tech, MoTec, Haltech. We got experience with all of them, so that is an option for you guys. And then we also got, of course, the JBM shop car. It's all ready to go. Recently switched everything over. Recently upgraded the turbos. The car runs G35-1050s, and then also upgraded to the injector dynamic BPC controller. Let's see if I can get a picture of that. Yeah. So we got the injector dynamic BPC controller controlling one E5LM pump. And we also have a second one here that's going to be controlling one as well. So we got dual E5LM pumps that will supply the fuel for the car now. This new setup is which are 2 twin brushless pumps in tank, fits in a factory Coyote fuel hat location. And the way I have them set up, they should supply roughly about 3,000 horsepower worth of fuel, maybe 3,500 depending on voltage and duty cycle and all that kind of stuff. And then the new turbo setup should make about 3,000. So we're going to really be pushing this thing really, really hard this season. Going to try and get into that the 650 range in a quarter mile, ideally 410s, 420s, maybe an 1/8 mile. Just gonna see, man. Just gonna turn this shit up as high as we can and fucking see. Super excited to get to race this car this year. It came out perfect, man. Made some small safety upgrades. Running a Hans device this year went with the carbon fiber Sparko helmet. Thing is fucking badass. And then we switched to a containment seat. Got the Sparko containment. Looks fucking awesome. And of course, we got our C1212 dash. Oh, added a backup camera, so that's pretty cool. So we got a backup camera right there. So when the car is in reverse, it'll automatically go to the backup camera. Once it comes out of reverse, then it's the dash. So pretty cool. A couple of little small updates there. Actually going to be switching that dash setup here soon. My final design is all finished up. That'll be going on the car next week. But yeah, once again, super excited to get this thing knocked out. It's been an amazing journey with this MoTec and learning everything about it. Shout out to Jay Meager for being an amazing resource and helping me power through learning all of this tuning and everything. Up until this point, I've been pretty much able to tune the car myself, which has been a huge learning curve for me because I've never tuned anything. But once again, shout out to Jay Meager, shout out to Nathan V over in Australia. Those two guys have gave me so much knowledge and support and help. Couldn't have done it without them. But now, let's get back to the main portion of the video and this beautiful, beautiful setup here. So this is going to be the next build. This is a Thompson Motorsports 416. We got a Borg Warner 80 mil single turbo setup that's going to be going on this thing. This is going to be badass. This is going to be badass. Brent and Tab have a fucking awesome car. It's going to be air to water. Got the air to water intercooler right up there. So sheet metal intake manifold, air to water setup. It's going to be pretty badass. Got Baylax and the other fronts are up there. We're going to switch to aerospace fronts and the aerospace front brakes in the front in order to clear the 17-inch Baylax. That's going to look really, really good. Going to get those on order next week. The rears, you can get an idea. The color code is fucking insane. Insane. Looks so good. Super, super clean car. Pretty awesome. Man, it's just pretty awesome. I'm getting the opportunity to get this thing knocked out. Interior in this thing is mint. Man, this is a beautiful example of a G8, man. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful example of a G8. Beautiful, beautiful car, man. So yeah, I am super excited, man. Super excited. So, if you got any questions about some of the things that we're going to be doing, I'll go over a little bit more. So one of the things this car is getting is a Haltech. We're going to be doing, I think it's the Haltech R5 setup on it. The plug and play kit for this car, which should be pretty straightforward. We're going to add, of course, a couple of sensors for boost related sensors like map pressure and things like that. Ideally, we would like it to do crankcase, coolant pressure, some of those extra safety sensors. But yeah, what else are we going to be doing with this thing? We got a pretty badass set of heads, some Frankenstein heads. I'm gonna go grab those and show you guys those real quick. 1 sec. All right, so here are the heads. I think these are like the M11s. These are fucking nasty heads. Nasty heads. Nasty. Also going to be doing a Turbo 400 on this thing. So no 6L80. It's going to be a nice Turbo 400 combo. Nice Reed bell housing. Still stock gear set with a bunch of upgraded goodies in it. Shout out to Killer Motorsports here in Virginia. Reputation for them is pretty damn good. Anytime I hear anything spoken about Killer is always good. So shout out to Killer. All right, so yeah, so that's what we got going on this build. Super excited to get started on it. Of course, there's going to be doing things like fuel system, a little bit of wiring, etc., etc. So super excited about this build. Also got some other cool stuff coming up. I got Eli's car. Once this turbo kit is finished up, which I should have done early next week, I've got Eli's car coming in, which is a Gen 3 Coyote with a 10R80 that I built MoTec setup for, and it will be getting the MoTec installed along with the 10R80 taken out, and we're going to be installing the 6R80.
And here's Eli's harness for 6R80 control, along with the M150, controlling the coil packs, the two main bulkhead connectors, boost solenoids, etc., etc., etc.
So that's going to be pretty exciting, getting that done. So that'll be next. We're going to get this car out and get that, get Eli's car knocked out, and we'll be able to start on this G8 build.
All right, so we got the G8 in the air, getting it ready for its first couple of mods. The first thing we're going to be doing is getting the factory brakes off. Got Brembos in the front and then the factory brakes in the back. Due to the 15-inch conversion, it needs smaller brakes in the back. It actually can't really, the brakes are just kind of laying there in the back, and then they're bolted up to the front. But due to the fact that Brembo's in the front, it can only fit a 17-inch wheel and 18-inch wheel, and the new Baylac front runners are 17-inch. So we're going to get these old wheels, to get the old wheel off, the old brakes off, and get in preparation for the aerospace brakes. Those are already been ordered. And that's what we'll be running, the aerospace setup on the front and the rear.
All right, and we got the all the factory brakes off. So we're ready for the aerospace setup, which should be in next week, and we'll get that knocked out. What we're going to start on next is the fuel system. The car is using a KPM fuel system, which is like a stock style intake fuel system that we're going to run. This is the should supply enough horsepower for about 1,500 horsepower. That's the fuel hat, and the pump is already in tank. It comes with a nice wiring kit, so we'll get everything tied in. Since we're going to be using a Haltech, I'm going to wire this in a manner so it can just plug into the Haltech harness wise. So yeah, I'm going to get the stock stuff out and get started on this. And we got the old fuel stuff out, or fuel pump out. So now about to get ready. Got the fuel level sender on this already. So about to get this dropped in, and then we'll start on some wiring.
All right, so we got a little bit of work done on the G8 today. Got the brakes off, all four corners, all the wheels off. Got everything packaged up for the customer, like we mentioned. We also got the KPM fuel module put in, got the factory fuel pump module taken out. You need one fitting for the fuel pump module, so we're gonna get that order from KPM. And then we'll be able to knock that out and then start on the wiring for that. So hopefully we'll be able to get that early next week. And I've already started on the Gen 3. We just started to getting some of the wiring loose, got some of the fuel lines and stuff out, old catch can set up and different things like that there. So like I said, since this car is getting the MoTec ECU, is getting a 6R80 swap, and then it's getting a new turbo kit. So we're gonna, but once again, since this customer opted for M150 ECU versus the M182, M182 can keep direct injection, but it's a little bit more expensive. Customer opted to delete the direct injection and go with the M150. So we're gonna get the intake manifold off, get the direct injection plates installed, and then keep on pushing with it. I'm gonna just kind of keep on vlogging and just keep you guys, tuned with what I got going on.
All right, and we're gonna start working on this turbo kit a little bit there, and then gonna focus back on the manifold, get that manifold out. Everything around the manifold is pretty dirty, so we're gonna make sure we get all that stuff, those leaves and dirt vacuumed out, and then keep on pushing. All right, so we got the intake manifold out, got the bolts out. So we're starting to get the bolts out for the direct injection rails. Before I took everything apart, just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what that looks like underneath the 18 or Gen 3 or Gen 4 intake manifold. Some of the differences between the Gen 3 and Gen 4, Gen 1 versus Gen 1 and Gen 2. Right out the back, 4 NOx sensors, 4 versus 2 on the Gen 1 and Gen 2s. Then, of course, the direct injection as a whole started with the Gen 3s. You got your direct injection rails here, and then you got each injector that goes directly into the cylinder head, and supplies fuel. Probably the most common question I'll get is why delete direct injection outside, of course, this specific situation being M150 versus M182. And the simple answer is pressure generates heat. So one of the biggest benefits of direct injection is being able to take a small amount of fuel supply and make a lot of pressure with it. Typical fuel pressure for the port side of typical fuel systems, like with the standard regulator, at idle, you operate at about 58 PSI, 55, 58, 60 PSI, somewhere in that range. But with the direct injection setup, the pump and idle, the pump and the injectors, everything idle is probably at around like 1,000, 2,000 PSI. And then once you start talking about water and throttle, you get into 3,000, 4,000 PSI versus the regular traditional style fuel injection system or port injection. You're probably seeing 80, 90, maybe 100 PSI of fuel pressure, depending on what your base pressure is and how much boost you're running. But with the direct injection inside of things, being able to provide a lot of pressure with minimal full fuel volume makes it ideal for, like, that's why the Gen 5 LT platform with the Chevys. A lot of those cars come standard with direct injection, and they can make 500, 600, 700 horsepower all day long with the direct injection only. The problem is, once you start getting into high, big power, big boost stuff, that added pressure, along with everything else going on with the engine as far as boost pressure and everything, generates a lot of heats in the cylinder, which could cause issues. It could cause stuff like the actual injector tips melting, and different things like that. So depending on your setup, it may make sense to delete direct injection. It may not make sense. I would definitely, review the data, modify your car based on the data, and, go from there. You will never go wrong, modifying based on the data. So we're gonna get these injectors out, get the rails out, get that pump off, finish getting the 4 adapter out, because since we're deleting direct injection, we won't need to use that anymore. We'll be able to plumb the fuel system like a traditional port style setup. And then we're gonna, like I said, get the delete stuff put in. All right, got the injectors out, the rails out, and we also got the pump out. Keep in mind, you're supposed to keep that lifter in once you see, you kind of got that's the lifter that drives the high pressure pump. You still keep that in. And then we got a kit here from Alex Chudd at Alloy Works.
I've used this kit before in the past. It's a super nice kit, no issue-free kit. Drops right in. So we're gonna get all of this put on and get that intake back on. All right, and we got the delete stuff in, direct injection injector deletes are in, fit perfect, no issues, and then the pump fits perfect, O-ringed. You do have to take out the little studs. I think they were 4mm 12-point studs. It's a super odd size, but you're gonna need that to do that. And don't try and use that because I can see why he designed it like that. The recess in the delete plate centers the pump, which is gonna also, centers the delete plate, which also centers that O-ring to make sure you don't have any leaks. So do not try and use the studs there. Definitely pull them out and use the bolts. So we're gonna wrap up for the day. A lot of work done in the shop today. Going to start back on this tomorrow. Going to get the engine harness pulled. I also can use it as a template for the MoTec harness. And then I'll probably get this thing in the air and start stripping on the transmission side of stuff. And then, as I told you, waiting on a fitting for that. And then also waiting for the brakes to come in from aerospace. As soon as we get those, then we will be hopping back on that install. Just kind of also wanted to show you guys the Haltech setup. So we're going to be using Haltech 2500T. This is going to be a super nice setup. He got this. We're using the universal wiring harness. I'm gonna make him a custom harness for this application. And then also I'm gonna do a super nice dash setup. He has a bezel to fit into the stock location of the G8 cluster. So that's gonna be super nice. Definitely excited to get this project started, man. We'll get this project wrapped up. It's gonna be crazy nice. Also started working on my fuel cells that I'll offer for the S550 and S197, and I guess S650 now. This to give you an idea. I got this one started welding this one up. Got the ring on here. Fits really nice. Do I have a fuel pump? Yeah, fuel pump fits right in. I'll just drop this one in. I'll go a little bit on the pump, the wire, but yeah. So that fits right in, and then the only thing left is to put the filler neck on and then also do the mountain brackets. I have a nice sturdy mountain bracket set up for this, and this will actually be going into DK Racing / Derek DeFure's S550. We're also gonna prime it and paint it before we put this thing in, so it's gonna look really nice. Gonna go with a nice flat black. Gonna use Pour 15 paint, and it should come out super nice. So yeah, man, that's what we got going on in the shop right now. Appreciate you watching the videos. This was probably a little long, but I haven't done a video in a while, so kind of wanted to put some content in this. So yeah, gonna keep on rolling on everything. And once again, I appreciate you guys for watching. God bless them.